Hello, traders. This is Rich from tradesight. Here's a look at our market-leading stocks for the coming session. This is for Tuesday, December 16th, 2014. Just kind of working through a cold here, so excuse me if I sound a little rough tonight. What we have in the NASDAQ patch is definitely lean to the downside. We've got a fair amount of CPSs and also a couple of contra candles on the things that we're showing a little bit of strength. You can also see the volume pick up here. This is a big week. We've got a two-day Fed meeting starting tomorrow, and then quadruple expiration on Friday. So we'll say they're getting ahead of things here a little bit, hopefully not too much so. Moving on to the financials, they were in play last week, a little less so for the signals today. It was a weak sector all day, and definitely follow through to the downside. Look at the volume here. This is really, really heavy volume across the board here in the financials. Got a bunch of open close deviations, so this is a good energy group to keep on your charts for the coming week. The energy sector, again, really weak. Crude made a new low on the move and a new low close. We're starting to see some of the previous lows that were already made in the oil services and exploration names taking out their lows. We've got a couple of downside CPSs here. PBR, Petrobras, very, very weak again. It's probably the most leveraged of all of them. So keep an eye on that. Market general is not as bad as the NASDAQ patch for sure, but there is a big bump up in volume. See the volume deviations are mostly to the upside here. A couple of downside indications. Coca-Cola is still getting killed. That one has a downside CPS, and Comcast has a downside CPS as well. Moving on to the housing names, and Canadian was real weak today on volume, and NVR was weak as well with the downside CPS. We had some pretty good volume in the transports. It was kind of a mixed bag. Some of the airlines were fighting to move higher. FedEx is weird. FedEx is almost like an airline too, by the way I see it. That was relatively strong, but put in a contra candle where it was up on the day but closed below today's open. So keep an eye on that tomorrow. And the commodity names pretty weak again. It was almost like a second margin call. I think last week we had kind of a margin call in some of the energy names. I think today we got it in the gold miners. A lot of these gold miners, ABX and whatnot, all made new lows on the move. A fair amount of downside CPSs here on the charts, and a lot of these things are getting very extended to the downside. So while these things are making new lows, we're still sporting a 10-day trend that is still overbought classically. So we're going to get a strong snapback here at some point whenever the market can tee it up. All right, folks, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.